right, Mr. Trent. Are you ready, brother?
Yeah, indeed.
Ooh, brother. Welcome back to another episode of Tony Joe Nation. I'm your host, Jebediah. Now, who do we have on the podcast today?
Trent, how you doing?
Yes, Trent. So, Trent, tell me about yourself. Yeah.
Well, I've just wrapped up doing a year with Net Ministries. I was on the Cabra team, so I was based out of Dublin for a good 10 months, I guess. For that, straight out of Western Australia, West Coast, best coast.
This is true. It's a true principle.
It is, in fact, a true principle. I'd be tempted to say West Coast, only coast. The rest of the country is not really Australia.
Just nuke it. Nuke it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's get straight into the actual questions here. How many car batteries have you thrown into the Great, or what do you call it, coral reef?
Into the Great Barrier Reef.
Yeah.
Look, man, I gotta say, well, it's a bit of a far flight. So when I'm over there, I try to make it count and just dump as many as possible, taking catalytic converters along with them as well. So probably about a good 10, 15.
So do you buy the car parts there, or do
Absolutely not. I just see them on the side of the road, boom, converter gone, battery gone.
Right, so you don't take it on with you like a carry-on luggage type of
No. Do it when I'm there.
Oh, all right, fair. But on about your net, how did you hear about net?
So I heard about Net through Pints with Aquinas.
Mm-hmm.
I'd actually been looking up a lot of stuff just about Ireland in general. I'd just read a few books and I was wondering like what the go was with how the church was in Ireland. So I went on Pints with Aquinas, was like, Ireland. There was an interview with Matt and Tony Foy. So I listened to that one, and it was just about like the pioneers and generally about like the church in Ireland in general. And then literally like as soon as I'd finished listening to that episode, a new one was released again with Tony Foy, like bang, straight away. So I listened to that one, and that was when I found out about Net.
It's dope. And describe your net year, 15 seconds, just with actions and words in front of the camera.
And words.
Oh, sorry, actions and noises, not words. A lot of cardio. Is that you dueling with the homeless population of?
Yes.
Anything to protect your team.
Indeed.
Right on. Who did you hate most on team?
Who did I hate most on team? Myself.
Why is that?
Nah, I don't know. I think I had a pretty good team. Like I was pretty chill with everything. Like, yeah, it's kind of hard to hate people on team.
Fair enough. And talk about relationships on team. Like, whose relationship were you surprised by the most? Like in regards to, like, your flourishment with them.
Just because I know of how like viscerally I was hated by Francie at the start. We did end up being like pretty close friends by the end, so
That's good.
that was kind of a shock.
Wow. Welcome surprise, I see. Yeah. What was it like being one of the old heads of Net this year, man? Because like you're coming out doing like a couple years of university, couple years apprenticeship, job, all that junk, and like you come up with kids like straight out of high school, some straight out of university, but like, yeah. What was that like, man, being an old head this year?
It was so weird, dude. Like, man, there are all these moments where you're like watching kids, basically, and I don't mean to be like rude or anything, but like sometimes you're watching two people interact that you as someone who's a bit older are like, wow, the two of you are really not making any effort to kind of hide who's like into who here, or like, there's no kind of concealment of deeper intent.
Just very straightforward.
Or then you see people planning things and you're like, wow, you really haven't thought this through, have you?
Talking about planning things, there's a lot of things that you can't plan for, including World War III. If you had, you're bound to Australia. What would your role be in the army if World War III breaks out? What would your ideal role be?
Counterintelligence
Hmm.
would be fun, I think.
Yeah.
Not that I'd be any good at it, but
Yeah. It would be a fun role to play.
mm.
Right. It's very good. So, talking about counterintelligence, there's a lot of not intelligent conversations that happen in Dublin sometimes. What is some of your wildest ministry stories that you're able to share on camera?
Wildest ministry stories. Not gonna lie, man. A lot of this year has passed like entirely out of my brain.
Mm.
Wildest ministry stories. Some of it is like, how do you mean by wild?
I don't know, man. Like something memorable.
Memorable.
And something that's actually outrageous, you know.
Actually outrageous.
By the way, it's like 12:30 when we're recording this. So. What's up, viewers?
Unironically, like most of the actually, you know what? Some of the grandma ministry and stuff that we ended up doing, where you just end up talking to old people for like an entire hour after mass because you just said like hello one time, and they just said chaining that into a whole conversation about their entire life. And you're like,
this is true,
brother. But yeah, I don't know. Like that's probably most of the wild stuff that happened on team wasn't like ministry related most of the time.
Fair. And what was your guys' like fun activity on team?
We didn't have a lot of fun activities. Like
slave labor.
Yeah, I mean, we watched The Chosen a lot. There was that, and then when the weather got nice, we did go for walks a couple of times. That was really good.
Yeah. Did you enjoy watching The Chosen?
Yeah, it was cool. Like you see some episodes, and you're just like, oh yeah, that makes a lot more sense if you view it in that light.
Very cool. Gosh, I had a whole list of. Here's a question for you. Are you able to talk about your Fed story on camera? Probably not. Nah. All right. Who was your first love?
That would. Oh no, I can't talk about that.
No.
Nah, surely not. First love.
This is going on YouTube, so.
There's a girl in high school by the name of Casey Thomas. I was very much in love with her.
What did you love about Casey Thomas?
I have no idea. Looking back, like I'm not sure. Like,
pardon me.
I don't know. It's just like a high school crush, I guess. We ended up dating, and that was cool. And then breaking up, and then getting back together, and then breaking up again, and then graduating high school, and then dating other people, and then both breaking up with those people, and be like, hey yo, how you doing? We're both single now. Like, yeah, I don't know. It was a wild time.
Wow, that is pretty wild. And how has that influenced your decisions?
How has that influenced my decisions in life?
I don't know, man. I usually have a book.
I think it's taught me how cringe I can be as an individual and desperately trying to not do that in general.
All right. It's touch your button that way.
Yeah.
Very cool. Oh, gosh. What are some other questions? Man, it's like 12 o'clock. Let's see. Where are we right now, actually?
We're in Scotland. We're just outside of Inverness. We are across from the infamous Loch Ness.
Yeah, we actually have a video of Loch Ness rising out of the water.
We actually do indeed have a video of the Loch Ness monster.
We're talking to our representatives to see if it can be released to the public.
Yeah, we have the Men in Black kind of on our tails right now.
Yep. Let's see. If you head to Nuka City in Australia, which
Melbourne. Oh no, Canberra.
Canberra. Is that your capital?
Canberra's the capital.
Wow.
I guess the Feds are based in Sydney, so probably Sydney. It's tricky.
So you were an engineer, right?
No,
you weren't. What were you?
Hmm?
What were you? Carpenter.
Yes.
Right. Not an engineer. Frick, man. What's your middle name, bro?
My middle name is David.
Really?
Yeah.
Trent David Donaldson.
Yeah.
That has a really, really nice ring to it. If you had to put a Chinese, this is going on YouTube.
Surely, like we surely have to re-record this at this point.
No, it's not.
Oh
If you
my
had to put
goodness.
a Chinese kid against a Korean kid in a cook-off, which cuisine would you enjoy more?
Probably Chinese. I don't know. Oh, Korean chicken's pretty good.
Oh, dude, Korean chicken is awesome,
Yeah, I'll probably go Korean then. For
man.
chicken.
Man. What were some ways you grew a lot this year?
I think I'm a lot better able to invest in people, and I don't disregard people so quickly and write them off as like a hopeless case and like why talk to that person, like that's an idiot, I can't get anything from them.
Right. Right. So you're able to, yeah, just not write people off. So I think this leads into my next question, which is like, what is living on team shown your weakness? You know, and how is
Pride, massive amounts of pride, like, and hypocrisy, definitely, like, yeah, I'm pretty stuck up as a person, I found, I think.
You think you've been able to grow in that this year?
I mean, I hope so. Yeah, I'm hoping that I've grown in terms of being less prideful and not just increase in an awareness of how prideful I am. There's someone asleep in this building.
Not bad.
Far out.
Far out. In your relationship with Jesus, how's that grown? How's that developed throughout this year? How's it doing in that year?
Yeah, look, it's... Imagine you're sort of climbing up a mountain and you sort of climb the first little bit, but then when you get to that bit, you see another peak. And so then you go climb that peak, and then when you get to that bit, you see there's another one just beyond that. Until eventually you've climbed up 4 or 5 times, and then you look back down at where you were. Because when you climbed that first peak, you thought, oh, I just climbed a mountain, I'm so cool. But then when you're like several peaks later on, you look back at that one and you think, wow, I really was nowhere, right? I feel a lot like that now, but then I'm also aware that like if I feel like that now, then I'll probably feel like that
more.
Exactly. So like I'm looking back at where I was at the start of the year, like, man, did I know Jesus at all at the start of the year? Which, like, I must have known him somewhat, like, I don't know, and then, you know, just where I am now must be just absolutely nothing compared to what it could be.
Takes a lot of humility to do that. Wow, that's super cool. What do you love about me the most?
I love that you just have, like, a relentless positivity and outgoing nature. Like, you are able to make the room be happy. You are able to make people in the room, like, want to do something fun. You know, people could be sitting on couches doing absolutely nothing, and then you could come up to them and be like, guys, let's do this, and everyone's just going to want to do it. No one's going to feel forced.
Wow, thank you. That sounds like I'm fishing for compliments, but that was just me throwing things out there. But I appreciate that, Trent.
What's one thing you've learned recently, Jeremy?
You're watching Troy at Craig Lodge with Benedict McFarland Barrow, by the way, the manliest men we know, in this like really manly room. It was like 3 heads.
It was a hunting room.
It was a hunting room. There's a gun cabinet there,
Yeah.
which is now filled with like masculine books, and there's like 3 heads of deer.
Yeah.
Anyways, we were watching Troy, and like the entire time, Brad Pitt was just like smoldering at the camera. You know, like, here, I'm gonna pretend to be the director. You be Brad Pitt, and you look into that camera. Okay. All right, Brad Pitt. Your cousin just died. All right, I'll be the messenger. Sir, your cousin just died. Like he literally just smoldered at the camera for like no reason. Something tragic happened. Something happy happens. So that's what I'm gonna be applying to my life. Smolder at everything. Like Trent David Donaldson, and how happy you make me. Yeah, and like, honestly, I don't want to spend any more time in this world without you. And I know our paths have only crossed for a mere year, but would you like to make that the rest of our lives? You have bewitched me. You captivated me, wholly and truly. Your body, your mind, your soul, it captivates me wholly.
You asking me to marry you?
Trent David Donaldson. I'm not gonna get on one knee because I only do that for God. And then, never mind, I've done that for women. We're here for
it's left knee for a woman, right knee for God.
you. No, I'm not gonna call you God. Will you marry me? Man, I'm actually so sick.
You what?
I'm not sick.
Wow. Okay. Is this like my microphone for like telling you my answer? Or
Mhm.
not? Like, okay. I'm Catholic, so I'm not allowed to say yes. But if I were allowed to say yes, it would be a yes.
Wow. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
What is your advice to Bella Grant?
My advice to Bella Grant.
Look at the camera because
Bella.
Bella, we're coming for you, pal.
Bella. Girly pop, as you would say.
Smolder.
Bella. I think you should just like go back to Prince Edward Island for a bit and chill and hang out and just go. Then you should probably take a trip to New York.
How about Mary Hamill?
Mary Hamill. Look, honestly, I think Mary is kind of chilling. Yeah, you go back, you get that butcher shop job.
Yeah.
You just be chilling down in Ohio.
Yeah.
And, you know, you'll be right. You just keep doing what you're doing and everything's going to be fine.
Let's see. How about Franzi? Advice.
I don't even know where to start with that one. I'm praying for you.
How about Noncha Punch?
Nonchi Bonchi. Yeah, look. Yeah, I guess Nonchi is a very, very caring and lovely, wonderful woman. She cares for everyone around her, and I think learning when to look at a situation and take a deep breath and like turn around from it and just like not touch it because it's not your responsibility to fix, I guess, and just being able to live knowing that that problem is there, which is a really tricky skill to learn. Yeah.
This has become really heartfelt, man. Wow. Now that we're here, I know I was supposed to end here, but I'm not going to. Who are you surprised the most at this year in regards to their growth? Just like out of all the netters, forget your team.
All the netters.
Because yeah, being an old head, bro, you can you see a lot of that, especially with like.
Yeah. Look, I'd definitely be torn between Amy and Gerald. Yeah, like, you know, it's very easy for me to say Gerald because I like watched the growth occur. Like I saw it on a day-to-day basis, which was huge. It was meteoric. Like the man just went with his relationship with God over the course of the year, which is insane. Amy as well, like I saw I guess I only got to see her every few months, but she just grew as a woman so much. Yeah, like as a human being, just grew massively. So one of those two.
That is amazing. And yeah, one more question. What is your message to Liam Foy and how to resolve this conflict he currently has with Kevin?
Look, Liam,
look into the camera. Liam's probably like bawling his eyes out right now.
There's no hope, I have to say. Like, there is no hope in this situation. Your best bet is to just go to confession and then just probably drive up to Derry, sit and wait. That's going to make it as painless as possible. It's best I can do for you, bud.
Thank you. Trent David Donaldson. It's been a pleasure.
It's been an honor and a privilege.
Yes, right.